Non-fiction books help us in becoming a better version of ourselves. I read some absolute gems during 2021 which I can't help recommending enough. In today's video, I bring to you my top 10 non-fiction reads of 2021. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, I am Shaloo. Welcome to my channel where I post videos related to books. If you are new here, then do subscribe to my channel for new bookish videos every week. In 2021, I read more of fiction as compared to non-fiction. But still, I read quite a lot of non-fiction, some of which were just so inspiring. So without further ado, let's get started with my top 10 non-fiction reads of 2021. The list is in no particular order. The first book is Open by Andre Agassi. This is the first sports biography I have ever read, and I'm sure that it is probably one of the best sports biographies around. I was a huge Agassi fan while growing up, so when I saw this book, I knew I had to read it. Andre Agassi was not only a great tennis player, but also a style icon. His marriage to Hollywood celebrity Brooke Shields and later to tennis legend Steffi Graf used to be all over the tabloids. But who is Andre Agassi as a person? What is this book all about? Can you believe that this great tennis player of all times hates tennis? Open is Andre Agassi's story, who starts off as a confused, rebellious teenager but is ever evolving. And every failure makes him even more determined to succeed. Agassi is like a phoenix, burning himself down and then rising himself up from his own ashes. Agassi talks about his life, his career, his relationships, his rivals, his successes and failures in the most candid manner. He shares his innermost thoughts at life's most crucial moments both on and off the tennis court. Beautifully written and brutally honest. I highly recommend this book to anyone who is interested in reading biographies. And the next book is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Shoe Dog by Phil Knight is one of the best memoirs I have ever read. It tells the origin story of Nike, which started off as Blue Ribbon Sports. And what better person to tell this story than the founder of Nike himself. Shoe Dog is a well-written, captivating and candid account of Phil Knight's incredible journey. He talks about his crazy idea, how his crazy idea came into existence, and metamorphosed into one of the most recognizable names in the athletic shoe and apparel industry. Phil Knight is not only a great entrepreneur but also an amazing storyteller. Shoe Dog is a great story which not only shares the origins of an iconic global brand but also shares many invaluable leadership lessons. I've also done a detailed video on this book. I will leave the link in the description box to check it out. The next book is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Manson. I had no expectations from this book. I decided to read it because I had seen so many people talking about it, and that kind of made me curious. When I started this book, I immediately knew that this is somewhat different from the usual self-help books. This book encourages you to embrace conflict, be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, and to be confident in standing up for what you truly believe in. The book is blunt, straightforward, and will make you realize not to waste your emotional energy. The book isn't only about not giving Fs, but also about giving Fs only to the truly important things. It will make your life a lot different in a positive way. I would highly recommend this book. The next one is Still Like an Artist Trilogy by Austin Kleon. Every content creator, every artist, every creative person must read this brilliant set of 3 books. The author Austin Kleon knows every single thing about being creative. Still Like an Artist is the brilliant beginning, a guide to finding your footing as a creative person. In Show Your Work, Austin encourages you to get out of your comfort zone and show your work to the world. In his 3rd book, Keep Going, Austin talks about how to maintain creativity over a long career, covering the struggles and challenges of being a full-time creative person. If you want to make a living by creating content or making art, then you must read these books. And if you are anything like me, then you won't be able to put them down. The next book is Finding Chica by Mitch Albom. If you have read any of Mitch Albom's books, then you know that his writing is beautiful and eye-opening. This book is a short memoir in which Mitch Albom tells his story about finding Chica in Haiti at an orphanage he supports. From finding out she was sick, bringing her to America for treatment, and making her last days memorable, this book will break your heart. This is a story about adoption, battling cancer, death and grief. But it is also a story about kindness, hope and humanity. The book is filled with memories and gratitude even when it is filled with challenges and struggles of losing a loved one. I highly recommend listening to the audiobook, which is read by Mitch himself and with Chica's voice featured throughout. Hearing her sing lullabies and religious songs makes Chica bring back to life for the readers. The next book is I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. This book is the story of Malala, the brave Pakistani girl who defied fear and baseless traditions just to get educated. She spoke up for girl education and was doing such an inspirational job that she became a problem. She was just 15 years old when she was shot in the head by the Taliban. This book is an absorbing read. It is the story of Malala, but it also gives us a glimpse of the history and troubled politics of Pakistan. Malala's story is so inspiring. Malala and her friends struggled to continue their education despite the horrors of war, earthquake and the Taliban. Equally inspiring is Malala's father, who was an education activist and the owner of a private school in Swat Valley. Malala's father allowed her to dream and gave her wings to fly. Every girl child deserves education, and every girl child deserves a father like that. The next book is The Complete Persepolis by Marjan Satrapi. This book is brilliant. This graphic novel is a memoir by Marjan Satrapi which depicts her childhood up to early adult years in Iran during and after the Islamic Revolution. This is an exceptionally charming and real account of the Iranian Revolution and its aftermath through the eyes of a woman who lived through it. Persepolis is a hauntingly beautiful and personal story about life in Iran. It shows the horrors of living in a war-torn nation and also shows how terrifying it must be to live in a country run by religious fanatics. I loved Margie's raw, honest and candid portrayal of life and the insights she gave me into her culture and beliefs. Graphic novel was the perfect medium for her story. Her words and images drew me in right away and I was hooked till the end. The next book is Notes on Grief by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Following the loss of her father in summer of 2020, Adichie captures her intense grief in this slim book and also writes a beautiful tribute to her father. She begins by recounting her raw sense of loss before she starts assessing the life of her father, who was Nigeria's first professor of statistics. This book is an exquisite work of meditation, remembrance and hope. What makes the reading more engrossing are the short chapters, easygoing language, anecdotes, and a daughter's raw sense of acute grief. Non-fiction writing at its finest. The next book is How to Be a Writer by Ruskin Bond. Writing tips by the master storyteller himself. It is a very short book with beautiful illustrations and precise details about the art of writing. In a pretty simplified language, Ruskin Bond talks about the qualities of a writer. He talks about the challenges, the steps to hone, and some great references which budding authors can take inspiration from. Ruskin Bond's love for reading and writing is quite evident in this book. He shares his anecdotes, his writing habits, and experiences he has gained in more than 50 years of his writing career. This is a great book, especially for those who are aspiring to be writers. And the last book is Peace is Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh. This is a book of reminders for living a peaceful and mindful life and helping others around us do the same. We are reminded to breathe deeply and accept life as it comes. We are reminded to live in the present moment. We are reminded to count our blessings and be in gratitude. We are reminded that happiness is a choice, our choice. Even if this book confirms what you already know, This is a pleasurable read and a beautiful inspiration for a positive life. So these were my top non-fiction reads of 2021. Have you read any of these books? If yes, then do share your thoughts in the comment section. Also share with me your top non-fiction reads of 2021. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and share. And if you want to see more such bookish videos, then please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Until my next video, bye and take care.